I'm Peyton and I'm 11 years old.
My name is Charlotte and I'm 7 years old.
We are from South Carolina. We are here today with Mr. Ramos. He has a cool STEM job that I want to learn more about today. Maybe we want to do this when we grow up, so we need more info. First, Mr. Ramos, tell us about your title and where you work.
Perfect. Absolutely. So my actual title is an operations leader at HEB.
Tell me what you do at your job every day.
Okay. So y'all know, where do y'all shop at right now? Where y'all at? What grocery store do y'all shop at?
Harris Teeter.
Okay. So over here, we have HEBs, and I'm sure y'all have heard about them. And so what's happening now is there are a lot of customers that want to shop online who don't want to go into the store. And so what I currently do every day is I'm responsible for this big facility that has robots going all over the place getting groceries. So for example, if Peyton were to order 20 boxes of cereal, right? And she would order them for the store down the street online. What I'm responsible for is we actually go and grab all of Peyton's cereal and grab them, put them in a bag, and ship them off to the store. And so whenever Peyton shows up to the store, she just shows up, and we're like, "Hey, Peyton, here are your bags or your 20 cereal boxes." So that's my day-to-day operation, is making sure that product is coming in and product is going out to our stores based on what y'all would, for example, order for groceries.
That's really interesting. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
How do you get to help others in our community?
Wow, that's a great question. I tell you, I think working for HEB is something that we naturally do very well, in my opinion. So I think day to day we help the community because everyone's got to eat, right? I'm sure y'all have to eat, and so I think us being able to provide groceries on a day-to-day basis, the right groceries at the right time, the right products. Naturally, I think we do a good job of serving the community there. However, we've had what I call snowvid, which is the snowstorm that we had. Hurricanes. We have a lot of hurricanes over here in Houston, in Texas and Houston. And so we've got a very strategic plan on how we help the community when natural disasters occur. For example, we ship water when people can't get water, canned goods. So I think through groceries, our motto is we help the community, and how we help the community is by providing groceries to the community.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's really helpful.
And when do you get to use science, technology, engineering, or math in your job?
Yeah. So I would say what I really use math for is looking at how many partners do we need to hire, for example. How much volume can we handle today? We've got robots, right? How fast do these robots move? And do I need Peyton and Charlotte there, or do I just need Peyton there? Can Peyton keep up with the work, or do I need both Peyton and Charlotte to keep up with the work and the robots that are coming down? So for me, it's a lot of planning and organization within my facility to make sure that we can keep up with the work that we need to keep up with. And as you can imagine, that's a lot of numbers and division and multiplication, which I didn't like when I was in school, but now I definitely use it every day.
Thank you.
Yep.
What's the coolest thing you get to do in your job?
The coolest thing that I get to do in my job is just being able to, provide the groceries to customers, but then them not knowing all the things that go behind the scenes, right? I mean, there's a lot of planning and coordination and synchronization. But I would say the coolest thing is just being able to come home and say, "Wow, we got the groceries we're able to provide the groceries for families around Texas."
Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
How did you decide you wanted to do this job?
I think HEB decided for me. I don't think I decided. I think when they offered me the position, I was 21. And as an engineer, I was like, what am I going to do at a grocery store? I mean, I'm not going to work at a grocery store. And so I think I was very naive in knowing everything that was involved within a grocery company. And so I think I would say about 5 years into the company, I realized this is something that I wanted to do. I didn't know there was so much math and so much science and so much engineering behind it. I just saw, hey, you just got to get your groceries, and somehow groceries appear in a store. But there's a lot of things that go in the supply chain before then, a lot of marketing, a lot of engineering, a lot of business, a lot of technology. And I would say about 4 or 5 years within the company, I realized this is definitely what I want to be doing for my long-term career.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
What do you wish you knew about this as a kid?
I guess I may answer it a bit early, but I would say just how difficult it is to get groceries. I think, like I said, that when I was younger, I would just show up and get the milk, right, or get the eggs. I didn't know how much planning and coordination and complexity, how much of that was involved in getting groceries to a store, and honestly, how important it is. I think we're blessed to be in a place, in a state, in a country that we've got good business and good resources to have the food that we need. And so I think that's something else that I have now learned about the grocery business.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Huh?
What should I do now if I want to do this job when I grow up?
I would say ask lots of questions. I tend to be very curious. Like, how does that get there? How does that happen? Who puts it there? I would say ask lots of questions, especially the age you are in. Have a very curious mindset. And the second thing is pay attention to school. I would say I feel like my parents always told me that, and I was like, I'll pay attention. But it really, and I did. I was very disciplined. I made good grades. There was this high expectation of being the best you could be in school, and that makes you successful, right? I think school is a good foundation of getting you where you need to be in your career and your goals. And I know it sounds very simple, but definitely pay attention to school. Get as much value out of every class that you can, and then ask lots of questions when you're out and about. Have a curious mindset, because I think that's how you'll start understanding how more things, how everything works in our world, versus just like me, where I thought milk appeared overnight, not knowing everything that happened.
Yes, I agree too.
Yeah.
We learned a lot today about your STEM job.
Thank you so much for taking the time to tell us about your work.
It is so fun to hear about cool ways that science comes to life around us every day.
Great. Thank y'all so much. Y'all did fantastic. Thank y'all for the questions.
Thank you.